तो स्टूडेंट्स सिर्फ एनसीईआरटी पढ़ने से ही पूरा नहीं होता। आपको कितनी समझ आई है एनसीईआरटी के चैप्टर्स, ये पता लग जाएगा जब हम ये 25 एमसीक्यूज करेंगे, राइट? एक्सक्रीटरी प्रोडक्ट्स एंड देयर एलिमिनेशन से। तो लेट अस स्टार्ट। क्वेश्चन नंबर 1, which of the following is the most toxic nitrogenous waste and requires a large amount of water for its elimination? A. Urea, B. Uric acid, C. Ammonia, D. Hippuric acid. राइट? तो हमेशा के लिए 5 सेकेंड। और राइट आंसर इज अमोनिया। आपको पता है अमोनिया इज मोस्ट टॉक्सिक, it is highly soluble in water, it requires a lot of amount of water to be eliminated outside, and mostly it is found in aquatic forms, yeah, aquatic animals. Now let us go to the next question. Question number 2. Which group of animals are uricotelic, excreting nitrogenous waste as pellets or paste with the minimum water obviously and conserve water? Option A, mammals and terrestrial amphibians. B, bony fishes and aquatic insects. C, reptiles, birds and land snails. D, marine fishes and earthworms. And the right answer, group of animals which are uricotelic, is obviously reptiles, birds and land snails. आपको पता है रेप्टाइल्स मोस्टली डिजर्ट्स में पाए जाते हैं जहां पानी कम होता है. सो यूरिकोटाइलिज्म इज ए मेथड ऑफ कंजर्वेशन ऑफ वाटर. बर्ड्स के अंदर यूरिनरी ब्लैडर एब्सेंट होता है, राइट? बिकॉज दे कैन नॉट कैरी यूरिन. तो इसीलिए दे आर अडेप्टेड फॉर यूरिकोटाइलिज्म, दैट इज दे एक्सक्रीट आउट nitrogenous waste in the form of pellets or paste. Question number 3. Protonephridia flame cells are the primary excretory structures in which of the following chordates? कौन से chordates में flame cells पाए जाते हैं? Right? Protochordates भी included है. So A, prawns, B, cockroaches, C, amphibians, and D, earthworms. So protonephridia are the primary excretory organs which is found in एम्फियोक्सस. एम्फियोक्सस जो है ये प्रोटोकॉर्डेट्स में आते हैं, ठीक है? प्रॉन्स, कॉकरोचेस, पहली बात तो ये कॉर्डेट्स में ही नहीं है, राइट? दे आर इन आर्थ्रोपोड्स एंड अर्थवर्म बिलोंग्स टू एनिलिडा, दैट इज इनवर्टिब्रेट और नॉन कॉर्डेट्स. क्वेश्चन नंबर 4. Antennal glands, also known as green glands, perform the excretory function in A, platyhelminths, B, crustaceans like prawns, C, insects like cockroaches, and D, rotifers. ध्यान रहे ये क्वेश्चन मैंने एनसीईआरटी बुक के चैप्टर की लाइनों से बनाए हैं, ठीक है? जस्ट टू चेक वेदर यू हैव अंडरस्टूड इट प्रॉपरली और नॉट. तो आंसर क्या है? एंटिनल ग्लैंड्स आर फाउंड इन क्रस्टेशियंस, राइट? प्रॉन्स, लॉबस्टर्स, crabs, which are the arthropods, live inside the water. So antennal glands are present in crustaceans like prawns. Question number 5. The human kidneys are situated between the levels of which vertebrae? Kidneys का positioning क्या होती है inside the abdominal cavity? A, first thoracic and fifth lumbar vertebra, last thoracic and third lumbar vertebra, fifth thoracic and first lumbar vertebra, and 12th thoracic and fifth lumbar vertebra. ये क्वेश्चन नीट एग्जाम में कई बार पूछा जा चुका है, सो इट इज ए इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन. एंड ऑब्वियसली the right answer is that kidneys are located retroperitoneally, right, at the level of the last thoracic and the third lumbar vertebra. तो इसको याद रखना है. अब हम आगे बढ़ते हैं, right? That is question number 6. The renal columns of Bertini are formed by the extension of what? ये कॉलम्स होते हैं which are present between the medullary pyramids. ये किस से बनते हैं? एक्सटेंशन किसका एक्सटेंशन है ये? A. Medulla into the cortex. B. Cortex between the medullary pyramids. C. Renal pelvis and calyces. And D. Hilum into the renal artery. And the right answer is कि जो column of Bertini होते हैं, they are the extension of the cortex, right, between the medullary pyramid. That is called the columns of Bertini. Columns of Bellini, they are present inside the medullary pyramids, and they are formed because of the collecting ducts. Now let's go to the question number 7. Malpighian body, renal corpuscles, किस की बनी होती है? Consist of A. Glomerulus and PCT. B. Bowman's capsule and Henle's loop. C. Glomerulus and Bowman's capsule. And D. Afferent and efferent arteriole. And the right answer is that renal corpuscle, also called Malpighian body, is made up of glomeruli, bunches of the capillaries, which are formed by afferent arteriole, and it goes out from the cavity of the Bowman capsule in the form of efferent arteriole plus Bowman capsule. ये दोनों मिला के जो है Malpighian body बनाते हैं. अब हम क्वेश्चन नंबर 8 की तरफ बढ़ते हैं. Which statement is true regarding cortical nephrons? तो पहले ऑप्शन देखते हैं. They have very long loop of Henle. Their loop of Henle runs deep into the medulla. C. The vasa recta is absent or highly reduced. They represent the minority of the nephron in the human kidney. Which statement is true regarding the cortical nephron? आपको पता है कि दो प्रकार की नेफ्रॉन्स होती हैं किडनीज में. 80% जो है they are cortical nephron और 20% juxtamedullary nephron. So the right answer to this is the vasa recta is absent or highly reduced in cortical nephrons. Also, they don't do the counter current mechanism, right? They do the general filtration when there is proper amount of water inside the body. They have a very long loop of Henle? No. Right? Juxtamedullary nephron have the long, deeper loop of Henle's. The loop of Henle runs deep into the medulla? No. They represent the minority? No. Minority is represented by the juxtamedullary nephron. इसका आंसर हो गया सी. अब हम आगे बढ़ते हैं. Question number 9. The glomerular filtration rate GFR in a healthy individual is approximately कितना होता है, right? So filtration rate कितना होता है? Glomerular filtration rate 180 ml per minute, 125 ml per minute, 5 liter per minute या 1.5 liter per day. And I'm sure आपको पता होगा 1 मिनट में, right? That is around 1000 से 1100 ml of blood filter होता है. Around 1/5 of the total blood which is pumped by the ventricles. और कितना filtrate आता है? That is 125 ml per minute. इसको अगर हम कैलकुलेट करेंगे तो it will become around 180 liters per day, right? लेकिन इतना यूरिन तो नहीं बनता. यूरिन बनता है around 1 to 1.5 liter. 99% of this ultrafiltrate is reabsorbed. So here the answer is that GFR per minute, how much it comes? 125 ml per minute. Now, next question. What percentage of the filtrate is typically reabsorbed by the renal tubule? 50%, 75%, 90%, या 99%. So what percentage of the filtrate is typically reabsorbed? अभी मैंने थोड़ी देर पहले बताया कि 180 liters filtrate आता है पूरे दिन में 24 hours में, but only 1.5 liter of the urine is formed, so 99% is reabsorbed. So right answer क्या होगा इसका? Right answer will be 99% is reabsorbed. अब हम आगे बढ़ते हैं. क्वेश्चन नंबर 11. PCT, proximal convoluted tubule, इसकी जो लाइनिंग होती है, what kind of epithelium? Lined by which type of epithelium to increase the surface area of reabsorption? आपको पता है मैक्सिमम reabsorption PCT में ही हो जाता है. तो पहले ऑप्शन देखते हैं. ऑप्शन ए सिंपल स्क्वैमस एपिथेलियम, बी सिलेटेड कॉलमनर एपिथेलियम, सी simple cuboidal brush bordered epithelium. D, stratified squamous epithelium. And the answer is that PCT is lined by, and it's very important, that is simple cuboidal, right? Brush bordered epithelium. So microvilli hoti hai to increase the surface area. They have a lot of mitochondria also to give ATP so that active transport can be done. So here the right answer is C. Now let's go to the 12th question. Which part of the Henle's loop is permeable to water but almost impermeable to electrolytes? Option देखें. A, ascending limb. B, descending limb. C, both ascending and descending limbs. And D, neither limbs. And the right answer, I am sure, A, कौन सी लिम्ब में permeability of the water होती है? It is descending limb. So when the ultrafiltrate come down towards the inner side of the medullary interstitium, वहां क्या होता है? Water बाहर निकल जाता है and it becomes concentrated. So here the answer is B. Now let us see the question number 13. A counter-current mechanism helps maintain an increasing osmolarity in the inner medullary interstitium, which is mainly caused by, तो पता है 300 मिली ऑस्मोल पर लीटर से लेके 1200 मिली ऑस्मोल पर लीटर towards the inner side of the medullary interstitium. Concentration gradient कौन बनाता है? A, glucose and amino acids. B, sodium chloride and urea. C, potassium and hydrogen ions. D, carbon dioxide and water. And I'm sure आपको पता है कि दो केमिकल रिस्पॉन्सिबल है. One is sodium chloride, comes out from the ascending limb and enters into the descending branch of vasa recta. Urea comes out from the collecting duct and enters into the ascending limb of the vasa recta. So the right answer हो गया B. दोनों concentration gradient बनाते हैं so that maximum water can be reabsorbed from the collecting duct, right, to minimize the loss of water, particularly during the condition when there is less amount of water inside the body. ठीक है, आगे बढ़ते हैं हम. Now, question number 14. ADH, antidiuretic hormone, न्यूरोहाइपोफाइसिस, जब पार्स नर्वोसा से रिलीज होता है, इसको वैसोप्रेसिन भी कहते हैं because it is also a vasoconstrictor. It is released from the neurohypophysis in response to what? Number 1, increase in body fluid volume. B, decrease in blood pressure. C, excessive loss of the fluid from the body. And D, decrease in ionic concentration. आपको पता है ADH जो है एंटी डायूरेटिक हार्मोन यानी डायूरेसिस यानी एक्सेसिव यूरिनेशन के अगेंस्ट है, राइट? इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? Is released from the neurophysis when there is excessive loss of fluid from the body. So what it does, it increases the permeability of the DCT and collecting duct to the water. ठीक है, तो water is reabsorbed, एक्वापोरिन्स खुल जाते हैं और पानी reabsorb हो जाता है, so it minimizes the loss of water. So concentrated and less urine is formed. अब हम आगे बढ़ते हैं. That is question number 15. Which hormone is powerful vasoconstrictor that increases glomerular blood pressure and GFR? तो vasoconstrictor कौन है? ऑप्शन देखिए, रेनिन, एंजियोटेंसिन 2, and C, atrial natriuretic factor, and D, aldosterone. So vasoconstrictor basically constricts the diameter of the blood vessels and increases the blood pressure. तो कौन है? Answer is angiotensin 2. याद रहे, angiotensin 2 is the part of RAS system, that is renin angiotensin aldosterone system. ठीक है, renin which is produced from the juxtaglomerular cells of the juxtaglomerular apparatus, right, when GFR is low. ये क्या करता है? एंजियोटेंसिनोजन को एंजियोटेंसिन 1 में कन्वर्ट कर देता है, राइट? एंड एंजियोटेंसिन 1 is converted into angiotensin 2 by the ACF, right, converting factor which is produced from the lungs. Angiotensin 2 का दो काम है. पहला, इट्स ए वैसोकंस्ट्रिक्टर और दूसरा stimulates the cortex part uh, of the suprarenal gland to produce aldosterone, that is salt retaining hormone, which increase the permeability of the sodium from the distal convoluted tubule or collecting ducts, and uh, followed by the water. So water also is reabsorbed, increasing the GFR. तो ध्यान में रखना, इसका आंसर है बी। आगे बढ़ जाते हैं। क्वेश्चन नंबर 16, release of the ANF, natriuretic factor, by the heart or atrium of the heart causes what? Vasoconstriction and increased blood pressure, vasodilation and decreased blood pressure, C, reabsorption of the sodium and water, and D, activation of juxtaglomerular cells. Right answer क्या हुआ? ANF आपने पढ़ा होगा is antagonistic to the RAS system. So it decreases the GFR by vasodilation and hence decreases the blood pressure. Right answer is B. Now let us see the next MCQ from the NCERT book. फिर मैं आपको रिमाइंड करा रहा हूं कि NCERT बुक्स की लाइनों से बनाए गए MCQ हैं, just to revise our NCERT book only. Right? Process of micturition, right, is initiated by what? So voluntary signals from the brain to the kidneys, stretching of the urinary bladder as it fills with the urine, C, secretion of ADH from hypothalamus, and D, contraction of the ureter. And the right answer is micturition process कब या micturition reflex कब शुरू होता है? When there is a filling of the urinary bladder resulting in stretching of the wall of the urinary bladder. So it sends the impulse to the brain, and brain gives the sends the voluntary uh, message or impulses to the detressor muscles जो contract करती हैं and squeeze out the urine. ठीक है? And also relaxes the urethral sphincter, right? Particularly external urethral sphincter, which is voluntary. इसका आंसर हो गया ऑप्शन बी 18. Presence of glucose in the urine called glycosuria or ketone body called ketonuria is indicative of which disease? A, glomerulonephritis, B, renal calculi और kidney stone जिसको बोलते हैं, and diabetes mellitus और uremia. And right answer is ये दो symptoms जो हैं, that is glucose and ketone bodies in the urine is the symptoms of the diabetes mellitus. आपने जरूर diabetes पढ़ा होगा, diabetes mellitus, right? Adult onset diabetes है because of the resistance of the body cells to the insulin. Now, next question, that is question number 19. Hemodialysis. A dialyzing fluid, hemodialyzer के अंदर fluid होता है, has the same composition as plasma except for the absence of, ठीक है ना, एक चीज एब्सेंट होती है, बाकी प्लाज्मा के सब जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट्स हैं, कंपोनेंट्स हैं, वो डायलाइसिंग फ्लूइड के अंदर प्रेजेंट होते हैं. A, glucose, B, proteins, C, nitrogenous waste, and D, electrolytes like sodium and potassium. तो कौन सा है जो इसमें एब्सेंट होता है? And the answer is nitrogenous waste is absent. That is why nitrogenous waste or urea come out of the cellophane tube through the small pores along the concentration gradient. Now, question number 20. Renal calculi are characterized by what? A, inflammation of the glomeruli. B, accumulation of urea in the blood. C, stones or insoluble masses of crystallized salts like oxalates. D, failure of the loop of Henle to concentrate. तो किसको कहते हैं renal calculi, right? And the right answer is that is stones or insoluble masses of crystallized salts. Now let us do the question 21. Which of the following correctly matches the excretory products with animal group that predominate? So, A, ammonia, reptiles, B, uric acid, aquatic bony fishes, that is ostrich, C, यूरिया mammals and adult amphibians. D, yeah, that is birds. And आपने एनिमल किंग पढ़ा होगा. The right answer is urea, which is excreted by mammals as well as the adult like frogs. Ammonia reptiles excrete नहीं करते. Reptiles they excrete uric acid. Aquatic bony fishes, osteichthyes, they produce ammonia. They release ammonia. And the birds they release uric acid. Right answer is option. Now let us go next question. The counter current mechanism of the hyperosmolarity medullary primarily maintained. Counter current mechanism is 300 milliosmol per liter. The outer that cortex region up to the 1200 milliosmol towards the inner side of the medullary interstitium. Concentration gradient कौन बनाता है? A. Active transport of sodium chloride by PC. Henle's loop and Vasadecta work together. Addition of H plus E. Filtration in Bowman's capsule. And the right answer is because of the spatial arrangement of the loop of Henle and the Vasadecta. This is done. Countercurrent mechanism is performed by Henle's loop and Vasadecta together. Okay? Right? And urea are the major components which are responsible for maintaining the concentration or building up the concentration gradient. A question: which statement regarding glomerular filtration is incorrect? A. It occurs under hydrostatic pressure. B. Blood cells normally pass into the Bowman's capsule. C. It is a passive process. D. Nearly 180 liters daily. So हमको incorrect statement find out करना है. And the incorrect statement is B. Blood cells और बड़े प्रोटीन कभी भी बाहर अल्ट्राफिल्ट्रेशन से कॉमन कैप्सूल्स की कैविटी में नहीं आते हैं. Right? Hydrostatic pressure is here. Right? Glomerular hydrostatic pressure जिसको it's a passive process. Obviously ATP is not involved and nearly 180 liter of the filtrate comes, 99% is reabsorbed. Second last question आज के भी 24, that is maximum concentration in the renal medulla is established mainly due to water reabsorption from ducts, the active transport right from signaling, recycling of urea, reabsorption of in PC proximal convoluted only, patient only. And the right answer पहले भी mention किया, and that is the active transport right from descending limb, descending branch of the vasa recta, and recycling of between the ascending limb and the collecting duct. The right answer is option for B. Keep watching for these MCQ, right, for all the NCERT biology chapters. Thank you. Now let us do the last question, that is a person secrete insufficient amount of ADH. ADH कम मात्रा में secrete होता है तो क्या हो सकता है? A. Increased water reabsorption and concentrated urine. B. Decreased urine volume and high blood pressure. Excess loss of dilute leading to dehydration. D. Increased secretion of renin. आपको पता है ADH जो है ड्यूरिंग द लेस वाटर इनसाइड द बॉडी क्या करता है? Increases the permeability of the DCT and collecting duct or the water. तो water is reabsorbed back into the body. ये क्या होता है? A. Concentrated urine is produced, that is minimizing the loss of water. Right answer. Excess loss of dilute urine leading to dehydration. अगर ADH कम हुआ तो क्या हुआ? पानी ज़्यादा लॉस हो जाएगा. Right? The right answer is C. Thank you.